What's up, guys? This is Joseph, GM here at A Boathouse, standing in front of a brand new 2026 Montara Surf Boss 23 foot. This is a really awesome boat. We've loved the Surf Bosses since we started carrying them a couple years ago. We've put quite a few out into the market, and our customers have been extremely happy with them. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you're already familiar, but if not, this is really the perfect combination of a surf boat and a pontoon. It is really a surf boat first. True stern drive, 3,000 pounds of ballast. It's a heavy boat in itself. It really puts out one of the best surf waves, as well as one of the best wakeboarding waves in the industry, but gives you a much better ride on the rough days than your classic fiberglass surf boat, and it's actually going to fit more people as well, and everybody that's on board is going to be a lot more comfortable because you really have a true pontoon style deck and seating layout on top, which we'll take a look at in a minute. So again, this is a 2026. This is the Montara 2.0. We did come out with the Evo recently, but that does not mean that the 2.0 has gone away or is outdated. We've done some updates even on the 2.0 that we'll see today, including some of your docking lights, some of the grill setup here, our new thrusters, lighting packages, things like that. I want to point out while we're at the front here, this kind of tri-shape on our hull. This is again, a really, really good riding boat on the rough water. Handles those waves like a champ, and it's a really heavy duty chassis too. You kind of have a rhino line top layer here. This thing's built like a tank. As we're walking around, you'll see this boatmate trailer. This is a custom boatmate trailer. You see the custom engravings of the Montara that's lighted at night. You also have fuel wheels, which are all new for this year. So it's a really great looking trailer to go with a great looking boat. As you come around the back here, you can kind of see what I'm talking about going on. We have a true center tab. We have the surf tabs on the side, our new thruster system. You've got, I think it's called Luminar is the company, I believe, that's doing the lighting, but some new really nice dome-shaped LED, RGB lights for your underwater lighting. You do have under rail lighting, interior lighting, lighting on your speakers. There's really lighting everywhere on this boat. Have a really nice swim platform here with that custom Montara engraving. Something new for this year that we did bring to the 2.0 as well is a step up. Previously, you kind of had a big step up from your swim deck right here, but now you've got this nice step that kind of bridges that gap. And then another new feature is that camera. Now the camera is not new in itself, but it is an upgraded, much better quality camera that we put back here as your surf camera that you can see on your screen at the helm. We do have a ladder, pops out. It's got 4 steps, so a really deep ladder, easy to get up and down. And I think that kind of highlights everything here at the back of the boat. Let's walk around and get on top and show you what's going on up here. So we went with an all white that's accented by these black rails, has kind of this white fiberglass front up top. I think it's a really sharp combo, really clean look. As you come on board, I do want to show you this right here. You kind of have some, again, anywhere that's going to be accessible for storage, we make sure to use that. So you've got storage here where you can put some fenders or small items in the front of the boat. A nice feature I want to show off before we come through this door is this kind of cutout we got going on. So it makes it easy for the captain to see through as you're coming into the dock. And it just looks nice, being able to see through and just see the water right through that door as you're going down the lake. As you come on board, you're going to see this really nice seating layout. Like we said, it's really similar to a pontoon deck on top. You have the same kind of woven vinyl pontoon flooring I'm sure you've seen around the industry. Some really nice high quality marine grade vinyl seats. Plenty of cup holders. Montara makes sure that you have cup holders everywhere. Have our speakers raised up at hip height. The speaker package is the premium audio package, so we've got upgraded speakers, upgraded amps, upgraded controllers all around the boat. So you're really going to be impressed by the speaker package that we've got going on here. You're also going to have chargers at each seat. Not sure how much you can see that there, but you get the idea. There's USB, USB-C chargers at each seat, and then you got plenty of storage underneath as well. So all rotocast seat bases with self-draining, keeps the boat from holding moisture. One thing I want to point out here, like I was talking about on that stereo package, you do have a bow stereo controller. So the cool thing is this whole boat is zoned. You have a controller here, controller at the helm, and a controller at the stern. This controller is only going to adjust the volume of the speakers up here. So while the party's going on in the back, you've got a handful of people up here at the front trying to have a conversation. You can just turn that volume down so you're not getting overwhelmed by the volume of what's going back there on the surf wave. So really cool feature. Same on the back, there is a stern mount controller. That one actually controls any of the speakers that are facing the back of the boat. That's going to be your tower speakers as well as your stern speakers off the flip lounge that we'll highlight in a second. It will control the volume there. So if you're out on the wave, again, The boat is kind of in conversation, has the volume down so that they can be hanging out and, you know, chit-chatting through the day. But you're out on that wave and you want that volume up so you can be partying back there as you're surfing. You can just crank that wave up without bothering everybody else on the boat. I want to highlight this feature right here. This is the basement. This is one of the coolest things about this boat that I always want to show off because there's nothing else out there like it. The basement is huge. This is where you're going to find your upgraded Group 27 batteries. It's going to have your battery charger, your amps, and everything like that down there. I know the camera got a little wonky on that part, but hopefully you could see there's just a ton of storage under there. You can climb down there and take a nap if you wanted to. Plenty of storage and easy access to everything. I do want to turn on, I forgot to turn it on earlier. Let me pop this on real quick as we talk through a few other things. Turn on the battery switch so we can see this lighting package and the screens in action. So we'll come to the helm in a second after that powers up where I can show you what's going on there. But just real quick on the seating, you do have fold down armrest. Makes it really nice and comfortable to lounge. There's your subwoofer right there. We've got the cover on board. Let me see if I can show you this while the cover's sitting right here. But you do have, swap this around real quick. You do have this door that opens up. See if I can get that through there with the cover in the way. That's a great spot to actually store your cover. So you have plenty of storage right here on the boat. And then also at the door, you have a courtesy light switch. So if you ever put the cover on, you need to crawl back in the side door, you forgot your wallet in the boat or something, that's a really cool feature. You just hit that, turns on a courtesy light for I think it's 30 seconds or a minute. Makes that easy, as well as USB-C chargers. Now while we're talking about the cover and we're right here by it, I do want to highlight this boat does come with a really high quality cover. Probably one of the best covers I've ever seen. It's fully trailerable. I don't know what speed it's rated up to, but I'll just say this, I've taken it down the highway and I've never had a problem with it. So it's a really nice cover that comes with this boat. Let's hop over to the helm. It looks like we're powered up here. Hit a couple buttons here just to make sure we got everything on. Cool. So the helm is really nice. It's an integrated, as you can see, kind of a fiberglass style helm, raised helm here on the platform. We have some storage right here, as well as a windscreen. A nice adjustable steering wheel. Brand new for this year. This is hydraulic steering. Previously it was not, so this boat's going to be a lot easier to drive in the 2026 models. Oh, there goes our stereo. It's going to be a lot easier to drive in the 2026 models and going forward, as long as you have option for that hydraulic steering, which we did on this boat. You have a really nice big screen display here. This is where you can click and you can see your camera off the back of the boat, as you can see there. You're going to have all your controls like tab controls, so your RPM, miles per hour, water temperature, depth, all that you would expect, battery voltage, fuel level. See some information about your thrusters here. How you can actually control those is we have an upgraded throttle this year. So previously you had a joystick to adjust those thrusters. We've actually brought it into the throttle with some buttons here so you don't have to take that hand back and forth, which I think is a really nice feature. Now, I'm going to pop up so maybe you can see this a little better without looking through me. You do have some screens over here. It's going to be your Fusion stereo controller. It's the main controller for the whole boat. Horn, that's your engine start-stop button. And then you've got a small screen right here that's going to have your nav light, anchor light, interior, exterior, docking lights, and whatnot. This is also going to be where you control your surf profile. So you just tell this thing how many people you have on the boat, what you're wanting to do, and it's going to go to a preset profile designed by Montara. And of course, you can adjust that and refine it to your liking as you do custom profiles. Now, right below that, more cup holders, of course. You've got controls for your power tower. The touch of a button, this tower can go up and down. And then you've also got controls for your hatch. I'll talk about that hatch in a second and show you what that really means. And then just a key that you turn on to the on position, as we mentioned, for your engine push button start right there. On this captain's chair, I do want to highlight that you have adjustable armrest. It is reclining. It does swivel back and forth, and it does slide forward and back, so all the controls that you would expect in that captain's chair. And then we do have a trash can over here. So this boat, again, it is loaded up. They've even got a trash can. My question is, why don't all boats have a trash can? Because you always need one. But we've got one built in here for you, and easy access to open this up, empty that out, or have additional storage. Now, I know I'm highlighting a lot of storage. Before I walk away from the helm, I do want to make sure I point this out again. More storage under that helm. Cool. So back here, you're gonna have storage under all these seats. This is where we enter into the flip lounge, as I call it. This is the SL, so there's a SL and a SLDH. The DH is gonna have a second dedicated captain's chair here. This one is going to have a chase lounge with a reclining rear-facing seat right here. So with that, you know, you have plenty of room to be able to lean back here, kick your feet up, but still be right next to that captain and be in conversation and see what everybody's doing off the back of the boat. And then this is really the star of the show. I think probably a vast majority of Montara Surf Bosses last year were sold in the SL layout. So the flip lounge has been really popular across the pontoon industry, and it's made it onto the Surf Boss. So you can be forward facing with that seat in that position. And before I move it, I'm just gonna show you storage under here. You see our accent lights around the boat, a couple speakers there. Pull that forward, and now you can be rear facing. So you can fit a few people facing off the back of the boat, watching people surf and wakeboard. Again, plenty of cup holders, grab handles, and plenty of storage underneath this. I do want to highlight too, this little note right here. This seating area meets ABYC and NMMA requirements. It's occupiable while the boat is in use with use of the handle. So that's really cool. They've actually certified that this can be used with persons back here on this seat while underway. There's a lot of boats out there that haven't been certified like that. So if you are on seats facing the back of the boat, you are technically not legally allowed to be back there while the boat's underway. Of course, check with local laws and regulations to make sure that's accurate where you live or we're going to be using this boat. But that's really cool that Montara's been able to figure that out. And then you do have a crazy amount of storage under this here as well. So you got a little gate you can close here, keep the dog inside if you need to. And then again, we're gonna step back to this back platform. Right here you have a ski pylon. So usually when I'm surfing behind this boat, this is where I'm towing from, so I don't have a rope bothering really anybody back on the boat or the flip lounge. But you do have this tower where you have another pylon that you can pull from, especially if you're wakeboarding. Gives you really two options, so you have a lot of flexibility on the Surf Boss. We have USB, USB-C chargers back here, 12-volt stern-facing speakers, and then we also have this stern radio control. So I don't know if you can see that. If you pan around, Landon, maybe I'll switch with you. So speakers, you can kind of see they're lighting up. Again, all your speakers light up, and then your stern-facing control, 12-volt USB, USB-Cs. So this boat is locked and loaded. I mentioned a power hatch earlier. You might wonder what that means. So actually where I'm standing right now, there's a hinge right there, and you'll see the floor separates right here. I can't show you right now because we actually have to take that ski pylon out so it doesn't hit, but this whole hatch actually opens up at the touch of a button. Some really strong hydraulics supporting that. That way you can see your ballast bags. You can easily see that they're filling and draining the way that you want them to, or when you're preparing to winterize for the winter, things like that. Really easy access to that 6-liter high output motor that we have in here, 450 horsepower for servicing and things like that as well. So talking about that motor, some dealers will opt out of the upgrades on the motor, especially on the 23-foot. We like to go with the 6-liter high output 450 horse, no matter if we're doing the 23 or the 25. It's gonna really give you the power you need when the boat's loaded up, get up on plane, and really give you the wave that you need. If you don't option that motor up, you might be a little disappointed in the performance. So if you're shopping Montara, make sure you're looking for at least that size motor. Now let's talk about the tower. Standing under it right here, this is the upgraded tower. You can see it's got these nice accents with kind of that matching sea deck. We do have the Skylon racks right here. I love these. One, they look good because they're all black to match the boat, but really easy to take your board in and out, easy to pivot around. And then we have a really, really nice bimini bimini. This bimini is an upgrade that happened over the last couple of years. Used to have a forward and a rear bimini that were separate. Now it's all one unit. So the way this works is the back will release and kind of fold up and sandwich on itself and roll up and go in the bimini boot. But really, when I'm on this boat, we have it open all the time. So you can see it's in its deployed position. Pretty much shades the majority of the boat. It can stay up while you're running around all day. That's what we do. And then you have some features here on the bimini fabric as well. You have rope storage. You have easy access where you can guide that rope up to your ski pylon up there. And then you also have, maybe you can see if you put that camera on top, you have board storage on top too for surfboards. So not going to run out of space to store boards for the crew. And then I believe these Canon speakers actually have their own dedicated amp as well. You can see they're also lighted. You've got lighting going up on this arch. So you're not going to be missing out on anything you'd normally expect from a high-end surf boat. You're not going to miss out on really the amenities, the lighting, the sound system, any of that. And you're definitely not going to miss out on the wave because you've got all that here. But what you are going to gain is a much better riding boat, a boat that you can use all day and don't have to go in and dock up the boat when the lake gets busy. And a boat everybody can be comfortable on and spread their feet out and stretch and relax when you've got everybody on the boat. It's a crew day. You've got the cooler on board. You've got the dog on board. You've got room for it all without feeling squished. So again, this is a 2026 Montara Surf Boss 2.0 23 foot here at A Boathouse. If you have any questions about anything I didn't go over or anything that I did, please reach out to your sales guy and he'll be happy to answer any questions you may have about them.